Greetings, Elder Blacklight. You see behind me a sea of black brothers, initially ready to get busy, all in harmony and unison with each other that day. You can feel the vibration strong because I was there. We was ready that day. Now the Honorable Elijah Muhammad died, or I should say transitioned, in 75, 85, 95. 20 years after the transition of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Wallace D. Muhammad breaking it up. Then Farrakhan came along, talking the way he was talking. We all thought that he was the one. And we had brothers from gangs there, brothers from the nation, the Moors. We was in unity. Garveyites, George Clinton, he didn't want to deal with that, so he booked. But it was something missing after it was all said and done. Now that day, Minister Farrakhan was talking about atonement. Evidently, we wasn't listening to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, because that was the reason for the coming of Master Farad Muhammad and raising up the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. The reason for him coming was to tell us that we are acting unrighteous because we live in and was raised by an unrighteous devil. And so if we believe and wake up into the teachings of ourself, our God, and our culture, that we are saved, and just wearing that white dress and that FOI uniform don't make you saved or righteous. Because if that was so, when Wallace D. Muhammad came talking what he was talking, y'all would have threw that brother out the temple like his dad used to sit him down all the time. Y'all wasn't listening to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He said after him comes God, Allah. So that means that Allah, Master Farad Muhammad, is our leader. Well, we don't see him. So if you don't see him, the Quran said, those that believe in the unseen. Supreme Minister John Muhammad seen him and was with him when his brother was with him and was getting taught by him. And we should have took their word for it. So it was supposed to happen the way it was supposed to happen, so that we could expose the hypocrites and the unbelievers. But you see where it has gotten us. Nowhere. We even got a black president. When he signed into law, homosexuals could marry homosexuals. And in the Bible, he's supposed to be going to Christian, he's supposed to be a Christian. We're going to show you something about the church he was attending. But all these sperms, millions of sperms, trying to give birth to a righteous nation that day. And so this is what came out of it.
my brothers, I lift up my voice and raise it high, telling the stories of your children's cries. For our ability to survive the onslaught of the enemy's drugs, guns, and alcohol, his prisons and his killing fields, depends directly on whether you are willing to stand up and resist the outrages that are being heaped upon us as a people and build a new society. Yes, the task is difficult. The odds are against you, but you must organize to find a way or make your own way. You must change today so that tomorrow may dare to be different. And when you have fought back and regained your pride, when you have won some battles, when you are able to tell the stories of your heroism, when you can pass on to your young the tradition of struggle through examples of your having stood up for a better tomorrow, when you take control of our institutions, our media, our schools, when you maximize our economic resources towards our own benefits, when you stop making excuses, when you start standing with our mothers, when you stick it out with your families, when you start mentoring our young, when you start teaching us to be humane, then we can build a new nation of strong people. Your sons and daughters will no longer need to belong to gangs because they do belong. Our youth will no longer be seeking drugs as an escape because they would have outlets in our society to develop themselves. When you start setting the conditions for our youth to fulfill their humanities, then we will not be in despair. We will be whole, complete, and hopeful. My fathers, you must shape the vision of tomorrow. But in order for that vision to become a reality, you must rededicate yourself to a new beginning. Go back to your families. Go raise and teach your children. Go back and organize throughout this nation to bring about a better day for our people. Our enemies can destroy us one by one, but no one can stop 1 million men organized and committed. Thank you.
Walking that righteous path. Stay tuned for part 3. Salam alaikum. Black light in the house.